Thanks, Mudu. Thank you for the 110 months. Hello, everybody. We're back to see what's going on eBay tonight. Just give me 1 second here. Just pin this on Twitch. Spin that. Thank you to everybody that's been using the affiliate links, by the way. Hello, Alex. Hello, Cody. Alright, let's refresh this and see what's going on with auctions. I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of activity on eBay because of the weekends. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, there's going to be people, if they were smart, having a ton of auctions ending this week. Hello, Tuck. I still haven't bought anything yet. I'm not going to be doing too much Black Friday shopping for myself this year, honestly. It's not within the budget this year. And I'm going through... I'm playing like 5 games at the moment, simultaneously. So... and about to add another one very soon. Greatest Hits Castlevania, that's about right for that game. Let's see if we're bombarded with any eBay live stream ads tonight. Hopefully they remove that. Metroid Prime. Nope. Let it die, Inferno. Metroid Prime is taken off my list of games I plan on buying day one, thanks to the last trailer. I went from wanting to get it day one to not wanting to get it day one thanks to that trailer, so congratulations, Nintendo. The best way to describe it is if I had watched that trailer and that was called, like, just some generic sci-fi shooter name, I'd have no interest in it. So the way I look at it is, who cares if it's got the Metroid name on it? Watching that trailer made me realize that may not be a game for me. And I'm going to kind of wait and see what happens with it. Especially for 70 bucks. Gundam TCG. Yeah, I've been trying to play it a bit on Mobile Suit Arena with different decks because I still can't get the freaking starter decks. It's impossible. So it's kind of hard to play it in person at the moment. I'm sure it will at some point, yeah. The old webcam. Hello, Taco. Thank you for the streak. Link for the King of Fighters auction. Oh, this one here. This is a pretty good price for it. Unfortunately, the links are too long to post on YouTube, so what I gotta do is I gotta go to the seller's store. And what I'll do is oh, they only got 9 items. So this will be a link to their store, but it's easy to find. Let's see what else they got. Some fighting games. Oh, I used to have that figure. I'm not sure if I ever got rid of it. Akira figure. It was just cool to see figures for that back in the day. It's very unusual for an anime like that in the US to have figures. Cool detailed figures like that. That you just find in like Toys R Us, KB Toys. Made you think you're supposed to be at work? Yeah. Well, places already have Cyber Monday deals going on. Yeah, unfortunately I can't play in person for Gundam yet. It's too many of those starter deck cards are required in decks. It's always looked like a cute game, but it's only like 3 hours long. Really cool graphics in this though. It's like a Studio Ghibli film come to life in a game. But it's very short. Very basic game. It's pretty much like interactive art. Dorr... Done? Not even sure how you say it. Kith X Capcom Pocket. Kith for Hyper Mega Tech Super Pocket. What the heck does that even mean? Oh, that thing. One of these kind of things. So your pre-order... Okay, so they have it in hand, they're saying. It's a really ugly case on that thing. I don't think I've ever seen a company so full of themselves. Like, did they really have to plaster their logo all over the entire thing? Music's loud. Yeah, hold on. People always complain they can't hear it, so I turned it up for them. Lunacy ending in 20 minutes. It's already pretty expensive though. I have not played Swagman, no. These are YouTube playlists. Yeah, that's YouTube for you. That's why it's best to just have the notifications on. Or join my Discord and just join it just so you can get the notifications on there of when I go live. Honestly, like, I find whenever if there's a channel where I always like their videos and their streams, like, their streams always show up for me. Like, it pretty much helps guarantee that it shows when it's live. As long as you like all the streams, the algorithm will be like, alright, we gotta show them the stream because they like all the other streams. But if you've already been doing that, then Yeah, the best thing to do is just have YouTube notifications for the channel on, or join my Discord for the notifications. Because I always send a push notification there when I go live. YouTube is taking forever, by the way, to scrub the freaking music in that stream from yesterday. Like, I'm still waiting for them to... This last song that I've been trying to scrub out of there, I've been waiting probably like all day, probably like 6 hours. Ridiculous. But that's the price I pay for putting on music people like. Twin Goddess. Yeah, I used to do speedruns of that game. It's fun. Twin Goddess, one of the best PS1 fighting games. Yeah, and I have to scrub each song one at a time. You can't like queue them all up at once. You gotta literally like, if there's a copyrighted song, you gotta scrub it out using like their tools that remove the song, and then you have to wait hours for that to process, and then you do the next one. So it's like, I wish you could just be like, all right, I want to fix all these, go. But no, you got to be there manually throughout the day, like hitting them as they finish. It's ridiculous. And the thing that sucks with that Black Friday stream I did, I had all those games like tagged that we saw, like we looked at in the stream with the good deals, like the GameStop, the Best Buy deals and all that stuff. When you have a problem with a song on YouTube, they don't allow you to display that in the video. So people watch that stream now, and we're going through GameStop's website, and it won't have like the direct links to those products anymore. So yeah, it's ridiculous. But unfortunately, like that one playlist slipped in there when it auto-played, and that one, pretty much the entire playlist was an issue. It was like a non-gaming playlist. But yeah, it is what it is. I take the chance with putting good music on my streams. I cannot stand silence, so it is what it is. I don't like silence during these kind of streams. Well, yeah, that's why most of my eBay streams on YouTube are not monetized afterwards. A lot of them I just make members only because there's just like so many copyrighted songs I can't risk leaving that public. Twitch, thankfully, that's the one thing Twitch has always been better about than YouTube. Twitch usually does not give a crap about, like, yeah, if you're playing non-gaming music, it's gonna catch it. But if you're just playing like gaming music, it's usually pretty good about not caring about detecting that stuff. Once in a while, it'll like mute a song here or there, but it's nowhere near as bad as YouTube. YouTube is crazy. I'm going to link this seller because they've got a lot of PS1 RPGs that are ending at, some of them, pretty decent prices. The shipping sucks, but assuming that they combine shipping, might not be too bad. I would... It's never good to assume a seller combines shipping, though. Because if they want to screw you over, they can. They could be like, nope, I don't offer combined shipping. But most of them will. So I'll link their shop. These are over in about half an hour. Hello, Pat. Don't forget, if you're coming in on the YouTube side, remember to like the stream. You guys have been very awesome with that lately. It's been very helpful. It has definitely been spreading. Like I could see in my stats that people liking the stream as much as they do has been. It's making YouTube recommend my streams on YouTube way more. My last eBay stream got like double the viewers because of it. But apparently, like Embalm Memory said, still not recommending to everybody, even if you're subscribed to the channel. That's just how YouTube is these days. Pretty finicky with that stuff. It's just so weird to me that, like, on YouTube you can be subscribed to a channel and be live on that channel, and YouTube is still like, you know what? We're not going to let you know that channel's live right now. It's just so crazy to me. The stream last night ended at like 200, yeah. See, but here, this is the crazy thing, right? Like, let me tell you how crazy YouTube is. So let's say you're watching on Twitch, right? And I'm not like saying like what you did was a bad thing or anything, but just to like let you into the mind games of YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch and you're like, oh, let me go help Pete out, and you hop over to my YouTube stream for like 10 seconds just to like it and then you back out, that actually negatively impacts the stream. While the like helps, because YouTube has so many things that they... And I miss the days when it wasn't like this on YouTube. It's just crazy how everything's just numbers over there now in order to get your content seen. It's ridiculous. But like just popping in for those 10 seconds and leaving tells YouTube that you joined the stream for 10 seconds and probably like potentially did not like the stream. So it views your 10 seconds of liking the stream as it negatively impacts it, believe it or not, because they see it as you joining and then leaving because you probably didn't like the stream. That's how crazy it is. Yeah, I saw Citrus's comment and I'm like, man, I appreciate Citrus going through the effort, but I'm like, at the same time, I better let them know how YouTube is these days. I miss the days back in the early days of YouTube. And those of you that were around back then remember, if you were subscribed to a channel, it would always show up on your homepage. There was actually a little list on the left of all your subscriptions, and if they uploaded a new video, there'd be a little red dot and you just click on it and then boom, there's a new video. Like there was never this like song and dance about like jumping around whose videos you're going to see on your homepage. It was like if you were subscribed to somebody, you knew when they were live or posted a new video. I mean, I guess not live because back then it didn't really exist, but new videos, you knew about it. All right, here is a good copy of Godzilla. I think this right now is normally like $30 for the Xbox version. Oh, maybe it is more. The PS2 version I know is a lot more. Oh yeah, Save the Earth. Yeah, Xbox I think is more around 40. PS2 is more than Xbox though. Damn, that's a long ass. Hold on, I'm curious to see if it's cutting this link off. I wish these links weren't so long. I think it actually is cutting the link off even on Twitch. Unfortunately, the links on eBay these days are so freaking long. I've got to actually just link the seller's store. Which is fine. Just a couple extra clicks. Yes. Yeah, the things that matter most for videos and streams are interaction. So like a like or a comment, one or the other or both. And watch time. Watch time is incredibly important. Which is why I typically never post new videos right before I go live. Because think about it. If I post a new video as I'm live, most people are going to want to hang out and watch the live stream. So if they click into the video and watch it for 5 seconds and say, you know what, I'll come back to this later. YouTube views that negatively. So that's why I never publish videos right before I go live. I've done it a few times in the past, but I mean, I might try it again just to see what happens, but it doesn't make sense, right? How are you going to watch my video and hang out my live stream at the same time? Sure, some people can do it, but not everybody can if they're on one device. So I can't just do that, Cody, because I post my affiliate link, which gives me a separate link that's different from in the auction. Well, they're not advertising live streams in the middle of the listings tonight, but they're advertising a bunch of other stuff we definitely don't care about. That's eBay for you. It's so funny how, like, Black Friday and Cyber Monday just blend together so much these days. The Black Friday deals essentially never ended. They just changed them into Cyber Monday. So all the Amazon deals and stuff we looked at yesterday, they're seemingly all up still. If anything, there might be some new ones. GameStop has all the sales except for, I think they removed the Sony games that were on sale. There used to be a couple of days in between where, like, the sales would cease, but not anymore. So did you guys see the Game Awards teaser thing that Jeff Keighley was posting on social media, where he, like, showed the coordinates of that weird installation statue that people can't figure out what the heck game it's trying to reference? Sadly, I think it's just going to be for a new God of War game, from what people are saying. But some people are saying it might be like new Diablo. Other people are saying it's Half-Life 3, of course, because the statue's next to a road that has Mesa in the name. Of course, right? So the Half-Life copium people are, you know, that's proof that Half-Life 3 is getting announced. It does look kind of Diablo-esque, doesn't it? Hello, Tricky. Apparently it's a Diablo expansion. Yeah, see, some people say Diablo. Some people say for some reason God of War, because it has like a couple of things that look like it could be God of War related, like Norse and stuff. But yeah, it probably is Diablo based on how it looks. The statue, it does not make sense to be Half-Life, but don't forget, it's near a road with Mesa in the name, so... Of course that confirms it. It's gotta be Half-Life 3. Yeah, you guys have phones, right? Do people still care about Diablo at this point? I don't know. I personally don't. Especially after Diablo Immortal, and Diablo 3 was kind of a disappointment for me personally. After Diablo 3, I didn't even bother with 4. But, I mean, I played 4 for like... what? 2 streams, maybe? I don't even remember. It was okay, but I don't know, I'm just not... I'm not in the Diablo mindset anymore these days. Our first feat of the night. Actually, I kind of remember this, because I kind of... Yeah, I think this person had this listed last week, too, or the week before. Because I looked at this photo, and I'm like, what is going on here? It looks like their foot is just, like, shoved into the table. It's a very odd angle. Or it's a couch. Yeah. Okay, they got their foot in the couch. Hey, what's up, Timothy? What was your username on the forum? What's up, APAL? Good to see you. Well, we'll find out. I was hoping there'd be a lot of cool auctions ending on this weekend because, you know, Black Friday and all. So far, nothing crazy. I'm surprised. Come on, eBay sellers. Prime time to be listing the deals. Thanks, Padrino. Thank you very much for the YouTube Golden membership. 22 months. Can't believe that's almost up to 2 years already. MNC. Yes, I mean, I definitely remember the name. It's a little hard to remember the face, but I definitely remember the name. I don't know if that was a channel that made videos, but I definitely remember the name. Shadow Madness was honestly on that video just as a joke. However, it has seen pretty much like over a 100% price increase. It went from like $10 to $20. So that's something, right? Oh, I haven't played Visions of Mana. I just have that on the product thing that cycles because a lot of people were picking it up, so I just wanted to let people know that it's still available. I played the demo for it. It seemed pretty decent. It's just that when that game came out, I was very preoccupied with other games, so I never played the full release. Yeah, that product carousel is honestly just like some of the random deals that are still going. It just acts as like a little hub to let you guys land on their page, and like it's affiliate thing, so I just chose a few random ones that I thought were pretty good deal. Some of the ones that we found last night. It's a nice listing here. Red Star is about 50. 40, 50. Red Dead Revolver is about 20. Rumble Roses is about 25 to 30. Rough Trigger is like 10. Run Like Hell is about 15, 20. Nothing too crazy here. Most of these are like 10 to 15. Mostly 10. State of Emergency actually a little expensive these days. Most of these, maybe 15 to 20. Shadow of the Colossus 20. Sega Classics 15 to 20. It's not a bad listing. It's actually got. It's only $8 shipping. It's a good selection. Here's another one that's over in 10 days or 2 days. I'll link this. I think of Kirby Air Raiders. I really enjoyed it overall. I didn't like City Trial as much as some people, but I really liked all the other modes. I'm definitely gonna do more streams of that game. I think the visuals are really great. Love the music. I like the gameplay. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's only one button. You just press the same button." Yeah, but there's a lot of skill involved in pressing that one button throughout the race. It's like what I don't quite understand the argument that it's not good because you're just pressing one button over and over. What are you normally doing in a kart racing game? You're pressing the gas button. Maybe once in a while you gotta brake. And okay, maybe you use the shoulder buttons to like drift. How is that much different from Kirby? If anything, I think Kirby Air Riders is one of the most technical karts racing style games I've played. I mean, there's so much going on besides just accelerating in that game. Yeah, I enjoy it. Well, the capture card I use for non-HDMI is still an HDMI capture card. It's just the Elgato HD60S. It's just that I convert, you know, whether it's composite or S-Video, whatever, into HDMI. It's some brand that, what I use is out of print. You can't even get it anymore. Called Orei, O-R-E-I. Sonic Riders technical. Well, I've seen the speedruns and it seems pretty technical. I'm not a huge Sonic Riders fan. I much prefer Sonic R, so I don't play much Riders. Hello, David. Crappy auctions tonight for the most part, though. Surprised in these eBay sellers. If it were me, man, A Saturday night between Black Friday and Cyber Monday? Holy moly. That's the time to be listing the auctions right there. No, the only times I look for games in real life is, you know, a convention here or there. Nothing crazy. The stuff I'm looking for is just too specific to really find it. Retro game stores, and a lot of time retro game stores are far outside the price I'm looking to pay for games. Picked up Mario 1000 Year Door and Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. How much did you pay for the two of them? Which multi-platform would I choose for? It was a little weird for me back then. I think I jumped around a lot. I think I bought most of my multi-platforms actually on Xbox and GameCube, just because I knew back then that visually they were the better versions compared to PS2. Especially if it was a game that had some form of online multiplayer, Xbox Live was always the way to go. Is it real that everybody uses bots that bid for you automatically? I'm sure there's definitely bot bidding out there, but I wouldn't worry about that being a thing for most people's listings. Auctions are where you get most of the deals on eBay anyway these days. So you wouldn't be able to get deals if everybody was using bots. Or if you're... Oh, wait. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying the bots that bid at the last second. Yeah, that's a thing. I'm sure a lot of people use them. I've never used one. For me, it's manual or nothing. If I forget about it, it is what it is. It's usually better off that way anyway. I almost, like, I never sit on eBay on my computer. eBay for me is all done on, like, phone or tablet. So that's not really a thing on there. So you'd have to set it up on a PC or something. I never use... Outside of eBay streams, I'm not on eBay on a browser. You just don't want the bot to get your dopamine rush. Honestly, I don't need a freaking bot. If it's something I really need to remember, I just set an alarm. And then I'll be like, okay, I got 5 minutes left. And then 6 minutes go by and I'm like, I forgot the bid. It's just how it is. That's how you gotta do it. But these days, you know, if you get yourself like a smartwatch or something, you could just like tell your watch to set an alarm, and then it's a lot. Tell it to set like an alarm for 1 minute before it ends or something, and it's kind of hard to miss it that way. You put your max spin in at 4 seconds. It's too early. These days I'm doing 2.5, 3. 2.5, 3 seconds. And I get my bid in so last minute that every time I get the snipe in, the app crashes. Every time. So like, not only do I have to figure out if I won, but then I have to figure out if the bid went through because the app crashes every time, but it always goes through. Alright, we'll come back to auctions in over an hour because it's around where these are ending. Auctions, disappointing tonight. I expected better auctions. I don't know if it even tells you if you bid this. I don't think that's possible. I think as long as you're the first person that bids, I think it will always give you priority. If someone else tries to bid as much as you, I think you have to bid at least like $1 over or something to override it. Exactly, yeah. Not enough time for you to change your mind on what you want to bid, so you can't get caught up in a bidding war. And definitely not enough time for someone else to figure out if they want to bid again. I would say anything 4 seconds and under. 5 seconds is too long. You got those people out there with quick typing fingers. They could definitely get another snipe in on you. I still have a couple of CRTs, yeah, but I do almost streaming on a HD TV. I just got like the right hookups for older consoles for it. I don't have the setup for having multiple TVs hooked up with all my monitors and streaming stuff. Like it's just not possible. To analog 3D, I'll let you know if I ever get it. I want to get it, but I gotta be able to get a pre-order in for the second wave. $30 each. Yeah, it's a good price on Zelda and Thousand Year Door. I'm not looking for anything specific for Black Friday. I'm taking it pretty easy this Black Friday. Unfortunately, this was just a year where there were a ton of games I was interested in buying when they came out. So I don't really have the budget for splurging on Black Friday this year. So I'm pretty, I'm pretty good with the games that I'm currently working through. Empty cases. Free shipping. Honestly, it's not bad. But getting the manuals and discs for those will be a pain. To stream PS3, yeah, you gotta use a HDMI splitter. It's kind of a pain. I just hate having to hook up that many things just to stream the PS3. Because then the splitter needs its own power supply, and it's like, I just hate hooking all that up. It's not terrible. Free shipping. A little scratched. Price is about right for these, though. Like, these are not very expensive Saturn games. But still, it's nice to see a Saturn lot under $100 with no sports games. Oh, there they are. We thought we can dodge them. We've got the Vintage Watch Treasure Hunt. That starts in 5 days, everybody. 5 days. eBay just wanted to let you know. 5 days you can watch a live stream with watches and tools. And then there's sports cards. 6 days from now. A guy holding a bunch of sneakers. And just in case, December 23rd, if you're planning that far ahead, you can watch more watches and tools. Oh, man, I really thought they removed this, but no, there it is. We're gonna have to deal with that again tonight. I just wish there was an option to be like hide. Hit a button, hide. It's like, okay, I get it. I don't mind you advertising it once, but like give me the option to just hide it. So I don't have to look at it every page. At least use your algorithm to just recommend ones with games. I mean, they're not even showing me stuff that's relevant. $440 for both Pokemon, Gold and Silver on DS, without the big boxes and Pokewalkers. Wonder how many people don't realize that those games are super expensive if you have them fully complete in the box. So many people just sitting on those games. Any plans to stream Metroid Prime 4? No, I'm holding off on that game for now. My most anticipated game of the year comes out the day before, which is Let It Die Inferno. So I will be playing that instead. However, if news comes out that, like, the annoying characters that you're rescuing that whole game are really not as bad as we thought, and then everybody's like, listen, it's just really for the first hour or so, and then the game turns into a traditional kind of Metroid, and then I might be interested in it. But as of right now, I am no longer interested in Metroid. It's also a great excuse to save myself an extra $80 over having to buy that game day one. So hopefully it stays terrible. That way it's a good reason not have to buy it. Sorry to the Metroid fans. I hope your most anticipated game for the past almost 2 decades stays terrible. I hope it's good. I hope it's what Metroid fans want it to be. But it's not off to a good start. Best game of all time. Well, realistically, not taking like my bias into it. It's probably something like Mario 64 or Ocarina of Time would probably be up there. But I would say from a achievement standpoint for when it came out, Mario 64. That's not my favorite game, but like if people came to a consensus, I think if people came to a consensus, I think the world would choose Ocarina of Time. I think that is widely considered the greatest game of all time by most sources and people. Well, I mean, I could say Eco, but that's the boring answer, right? Like everybody already knows that. If we're looking at it from a more general perspective as to what everybody would choose as the greatest game of all time, it's not going to be Eco. Because Douglas didn't say, what's my best game of all time? He said, what is the best game of all time? So I gave the general answer. Which JRPG has the most memorable battle system? Grandia 3 always stood out to me. I always loved the juggling system in that game. Shadow Hearts was always one of my favorites. Just so involved. You never felt bored in a battle with Shadow Hearts. But my personal favorite battle system, and it's not a popular choice, is Final Fantasy 13. Is, in my opinion, the best combat system in an RPG. Now you might be like, how is that possible? Because to many people, that's one of their least favorite battle systems. Yes, but I put in the time, lots and lots of time, hundreds of hours back in the day. Over the course, like I would always go onto it, off of it, onto it, off of it, because it was such a crazy endeavor. I tried to learn how to speedrun Final Fantasy 13. Which I did ultimately learn how to do. I just never I spent more time practicing speedruns for Final Fantasy 13 than actually doing the speedruns. However, in that process, I had to study the game's battle system. And by study, I mean literally study. I'm going to find you the... Hold on. Let me see if I can find this right now. Final Fantasy 13 speedrun... guides... oh wow, they have a new speedrun guide for Final Fantasy 13. Are you serious? Finally? Oh my, this is huge. 8 hours ago they updated it. Spent a lot of time crafting the speedrun guide for people who want to learn to speedrun as fast as possible. It's based on the world record route, with a lot of safety included so you can do a deathless run. Oh my god, I've been waiting for them to finally update the guide. Alright, we may have to look back into Final Fantasy 13 speedruns. That's pretty exciting. Okay, hold on. Let me see what this new guide looks like. Okay. So this is not what the old guide looked like. And I kind of missed the old guide, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, this is someone's different formatting. I'm not gonna show you that one. Unless they removed. Speedrun notes and descriptions. Updated resources. Here we go. Comprehensive guide. This is the one I originally learned off of. Okay, so when I say studied Final Fantasy 13, they were updating this until 2023. So here's the Final Fantasy 13 guide. So this explains everything you possibly need to know about the combat system in Final Fantasy 13. And there's so many things that when you do a normal playthrough 13, you have no idea about. They talk about things like ATB refresh. A paradigm shift that instantly refills everyone's ATB gauges. The first paradigm shift is an ATB refresh. After that, the next ATB refresh will occur. When the first paradigm shift, after you make after 12 seconds have passed, it's like an invisible 12-second cooldown. So that's just like one little thing. Partial strings, repeat, stagger, cancel. Now that's just the intro. That's before you even get into the guide. Now here is what a guide looks like for a battle in this game. This is also 207 pages, by the way. So let's see. Here's one single fight. What fight is this? Aster Protoflorian. Ah, yes, the first big wall in the speedrun. This took me hours to try and learn. This is one fight. Switching between the different paradigm shifts. What you're doing in that paradigm shift. This is it. And you're having to read this as you're doing this without ever pausing the game. Look at this. Imagine this was the most stressful thing I have ever tried to speedrun. Because not only was I having to do this, like play the game, read my Twitch chat, but also read this at the same time while still playing the game. Imagine doing that. Man, this game used to be crazy. So that's one battle. But then after you get through the game, there's like a appendix here. And this, if you're not even if you're interested in speedrunning Final Fantasy 13, if you are interested in just like the mechanics of 13 and why it's my favorite combat system of all time, read the appendix. This goes into all the hidden mechanics that you have no freaking idea about. You might be like, oh, of course I know Commander increases your damage, and no, but there's so much more to it than that. Look at all these notes on the combat system in 13. All the little bonuses that you're getting from switching to different things at different times. It's just crazy what this stuff does for your numbers in this game. The way it calculates damage. There's stuff with like certain spells. So I'm just going to pull a random thing out. D-Shell on the target provides a factor of 1.89 for magical attacks, whereas Shell provides a factor of 0.67. This is if the attack does irreducible damage. If the attack is both physical and magical, these last two factors remain separate. Example, if you're attacked by a physical and a magical attack, and you have Protect and D-Shell, 0.67 and 1.89 are both factors. Like, it's just how in-depth the combat system in 13 goes. It's way more than just hitting auto battle. Then you got the chain gauge and like how it calculates all that stuff. Like, it's incredibly robust. Conditional chain modify. Like, if you thought 13 was one of the most boring and basic combat systems, you have no idea. No idea. So I'm going to link you this guide if any of you are really interested in 13's combat system or literally anything else having to do with the game. This guide is still super relevant. It's the most in-depth and comprehensive guide. Yeah. It's just... It's insane how deep dive you can go into this. Anyway, that's my little Final Fantasy 13 rant. Yeah, I did one full speedrun of Final Fantasy 13, my first speedrun. Because it's very easy to make a ton of mistakes when you're new to speedrunning the game. So it took me like 11 hours or 10 hours or something to do my first full run of that game. I did it on Series X. because I was kind of out of practice. My thing with 13 was I would do a ton of practice. You have to do like segmented practice. If you're just gonna sit down and like just start speedrunning the game, it doesn't work that way. You have to do tons and tons of practice to learn every single fight in the game, how to dodge, how to menu. If you make one menu mistake, the run's over. Like you literally, like you have to practice every little thing. So I spent more time doing that on and off throughout the years because I'd always take a break and then I'd come back and then you got to relearn everything all over again. So yeah, I got to get my revenge one of these days and actually do a run that doesn't have too many deaths and failures and stuff. But I can say that I beat Final Fantasy 13 in one sitting. Not many people can say that. I've always been proud of that, at least. And the thing about 13, there are no breaks. You get one meaningful break, which is when you ride an elevator when you're already like 75% of the way through the game, and the elevator ride is about 20 seconds. There's your break. How long does 13 take casually? Well, if you're just doing a normal playthrough and you're not going for 100%ing things, it's probably like a... There's a lot of cutscenes. It's probably like a 35-hour game. If you're looking to do a bunch of the side content, then, I mean, geez. Then you're looking at probably 70+ hours. I mean, there's a lot to do in that game. A lot of side content. I'm excited to look through that new guide, though. I don't like the formatting on it. I miss the old formatting, but it's nice to know that they finally have an updated guide. It's one of my pet peeves is when there's a speedrun and there's like a ton of new strategies and stuff and the old guides are super outdated, but they don't like, no one puts out an updated guide. So it's nice that they finally did. That's why I never got back into speedrunning Sonic 06. Because all the guides for that are super outdated. The resources are bad. You know, there's tons of people doing new runs, but you still need a guide that explains how to do the new tricks and stuff. But they never, last time I checked at least, they never put out a new guide. Yeah, and there's not a lot of RPGs, turn-based RPGs, where you can go into depth like that. Wow. It's impressive. Tracking down the original Hollywood video cases to put these in, though, is the hard part. So that's unfortunate, it's just the art. With the original stickers, that's the fun part. The stickers and all that stuff is the fun part. That's why I like them. Current record is 4 hours, 24 minutes. Yeah, it's a... The cool thing about 13 speedruns, as optimized as they get those runs, there's always time to save. No run is ever perfect. That's the thing about that speedrun. Have I ever tried a 12 speedrun? No. I've watched some 12 speedruns here and there. It's just, it doesn't look like a speedrun that I'd be interested in. First of all, if you're speedrunning Zodiac Age, it's just like the whole game is on speed up the entire time. It looks kind of crazy, very hard to follow. And if you're doing the PS2 version, it's a very slow, difficult speedrun. That is not an easy speedrun. Thanks, Irish Steeler. Thank you for the Prime sub. No, 9 speedruns are just too long. It's pretty hard to want to sit for that long these days. Right, if you're a new 9 speedrunner, you're talking about it minimum probably like 10 to 12 hours. Favorite game memories as a kid? It was definitely always going into stores like Toys R Us or KB Toys, especially KB Toys. I really miss stores like that were dedicated to just toys and games. KB was awesome. There's nothing better than going into a KB Toys and like going to the Star Wars section, going to the video game section. That's where I used to find a lot of my video game related toys too. Like they used to have the Sonic toys, and that's where they had like my Gundam toys, and that's where they had everything. And then they'd put things on deep discount in the bargain bins. Man, I miss the bargain bins. Oh my goodness. Back when stores like the electronic stores used to have that bin where everything was on sale. Those are the best. With games. I don't really see that much anymore now. Like new games and stuff. If they have them in Walmart and everything, it's not the same. It's just not the same thing. I also miss when you'd mostly find out about games through just looking at magazines. And then be surprised by how the game turned out when the game released, rather than having the entire game shoved down your throat by the publishers like months before it's even out. It's like, oh, here's a full long play of the game. You know, a month before it's out, we're gonna walk you through all the features of the game. It's like, no, Nintendo. And all the other ones too. I'm good. I just need some cool looking trailers. That's all I need. So it's a little more than, it's like 12 bucks a game. It's honestly not terrible. Outside of Sesame Street, that's a pretty good deal. I'm gonna link that. Some decent prices on other games. They seem to be at value of these games, if not slightly below, based on what I'm seeing here. Favorite system to collect for these days? Personally, the Evercade, but that's just because I'm still in my honeymoon phase with the Evercade. Otherwise, it would be PS2. You know my take on Funko, but did I buy any Sonic? No. No, I never even bought a Sonic Funko. There was a time I was looking at them way back in the day when they were kind of still brand new. But even back then, they were $100, and I'm like, man, I just didn't want to pay that. Because Sonic, you know, I was looking at the original Sonic, the first one they came out with, which I think is when Funko first launched. There's a copy of Shadowrun there. Let's see, we got Shadowrun. It's definitely a random lot. Oh, you get a lot of random stuff here. Did the consoles work? I know they all work when I went into my storage. Xbox One has a small broken corner. Okay, so you're getting a PS2, an NES, an Xbox One, this Sega console thing, which is probably not very expensive. And in terms of games, the highlights being Shadowrun, a couple little odds and ends of like $10 to $20 PS2 and Wii games. Free local pickup, or oh, $37 shipping. Yeah, unfortunately it's probably, I think they have it priced fairly. They'll definitely sell this, but I wouldn't say it's like a deal. If you needed all those consoles, that's a different story. Well, I'm not really a big Street Fighter person, too much. Plus, I've always wanted to, like, own those Mega Man arcade games. I just thought the cabinet looked better, and I thought it was just more unique to own the Mega Man one, since I always actually wanted to, like, physically own those in some way, rather than just them being on a compilation or something. I just wouldn't see myself playing the Street Fighter games much, but the Mega Man ones I enjoy. Have I played Ball X Pit? I have not played that yet, no. I don't think I'm too familiar with it. Favorite PS1 game? Well, I mean, it would be pretty close between games like Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy IX, Klonoa, Irritating Stick. You were checking out... Oh, Sega Swirl. Yeah, oh, yeah, I used to love Sega Swirl. Yeah, I forgot all about that game. Yeah, that was a fun little demo disc game. I was subscribed to... I think the one I was subscribed to the longest was... I don't know. I definitely got subscriptions to EGM. Electronic Games Monthly. Whatever was relevant at the time. So, while Xbox was relevant, I was getting official Xbox magazine. When PlayStation was relevant, I was getting official PlayStation magazine. I had the Dreamcast magazine. Nintendo Power here and there. Nintendo Power for me was more like going to the store and picking it up kind of thing. I had some subscriptions to it, but not like the earlier subscriptions for it. PSM, I used to like PSM. Game Informer here and there, I had subscriptions to it. Yeah, the one I had the most of was definitely Electronic Gaming Monthly. GamePro I liked, but they always felt more sloppy. Everything in their magazine was a bit harder to read than something like EGM. I don't know if any of you like feel that way too. GamePro just always felt like chaotic in their layout, and I always preferred the more neater layouts of EGM. It felt a little more amateurish with GamePro, I guess is the best way of putting it. Plus they had like I don't know. It's just, it didn't feel as smooth to read through a GamePro magazine as others. I used to love official PlayStation magazine though. Getting those freaking demo discs was like the greatest thing ever. And then of course the Xbox one with those demo discs. My god. It was just so much fun to get those things. Used to get so much time and fun out of those demo discs. And that's how you were introduced to a lot of games. That's how I fell in love with Eco, is through the demo disc. That magazine, that issue with the demo disc. Yeah. You know what it could be too? There's so many people on eBay shopping right now that like literally any decent listing is just gone. Gotcha Force. Lot of 100. Ignore the price. See the video. Okay. I'm offering my entire personal GameCube collection, but built carefully over many years, as one of the most complete sets currently available anywhere. With every game, including its original case, manual, registration card, blah blah blah. A few titles, maybe missing one or two inserts. Okay, so it's pretty much a full GameCube collection. I guess they're just looking the field offers and see what people offer for it. I don't blame them. It's like, yeah, you could figure out the value if you just added up the actual price of every single game. But obviously you can't expect to get that for a lot like this. You have to expect to get lesser value in a lot like this. So I guess they're just looking to see what people would pay. They even have all the Kmart variants, which is cool. Doesn't look like they have the big box combo variant stuff though. Those things can be worth tons of money, like the Sonic one. Well, it does say GameCube 100, so I think it's just focusing on the exclusives, not like the full, yeah, not the full library. I think they brought Game Informer back and then they got rid of it again or something. I don't really know. I used to get some issues of them from GameStop when they were still offering the physical print copies of it. Honestly, it felt like a shell of itself. That magazine was just way too empty and artsy. It went for a very like hollow feel, where it was very minimalistic. And it was mostly just an advertisement for GameStop, for the most part. It did not feel like a proper gaming magazine. It's not owned by GameStop. Yeah, the GameStop version was kind of not the greatest. Let's change the search. Yeah, I would never read a digital magazine. I think they were sending me digital magazines, but I would never read that. I don't read digital magazines. Blast Chamber. I don't think I have. It's possible I streamed it many years ago when I was doing like a variety stream or something. But if I did, I don't remember it. See you later, Larry. First D of the night. Got a nice black satin background. Got the protection it deserves with the foam block and the disc sleeve. Discs just flopping around on the inside. It's an interesting photo. I don't think I've ever seen somebody display multiple discs quite like that. And they even priced it correctly. What do you know? Wonder if this is someone that watches my streams. They know. They're aware. They are very aware. Even though, honestly, the scents that are added onto the end of some of these is so random. Like, how do you decide this is 2548? $57. How do you come to that conclusion? It's a cool poster for Dirge of Cerberus. I have a newfound appreciation for this game. Once you actually play it, you realize it's actually really good. I'd play it again one day. The Jeff Minter Llamasoft collection. Yeah, it does look like a good collection. Yeah, especially because I didn't play Dirge of Cerberus with a mouse, which I know is an option. I'm sure it's a pretty interesting way to play. Hello, Carlos. I'm doing alright. Wait, so they don't apply your military discount to the actual game you're buying, they just apply it to the warranty instead? Is that what you're saying they're doing? Wait, people really want $45 for Final Fantasy 11 on PS2? It's got to be sealed, right? No? Who? Why would you pay $45 for this? You can't even play it anymore. No, that can't be right. See, this is what I'm talking about. There's no way to filter some of this stuff from eBay. Because they're not using keywords. They're literally just putting like the name of what it is. How would you filter this out? Radioactive pot. Hotspot. 21.2 million a second rare. Like, what? How do you filter that out? You can't. It's so annoying. I personally feel like there should be, that stuff should be separate from physical items. I think eBay, if they're going to allow people to sell that kind of stuff, there should be a digital only section where you like click off a checkbox and then you see digital items. So annoying. That's right. I forgot to. We can at least filter brain rot though, in Roblox. That'll help a little bit. Oh, I wasn't replying to you, Pogman, by the way. I was replying to Douglas. I think you misinterpreted my comment on your comment. I believe you. Yeah, I'm sure they're just calculating their prices through whatever makes them profit. Personally, I think it's just so much easier on the eyes, though, if you do something like this, like 27.00 or 26.99. It just looks so much nicer. Sonic the Hedgehog movie promo t-shirt. From Japan? Yeah, I don't think anybody's paying $300 for that. Now, maybe $300 if it was the original Sonic design that they were using. Now that would be kind of a cool artifact. Paper Mario. Nintendo Power 2001 2 CD game music soundtrack. For $600. I wonder what the origins of this are, though. Like, where did it originate? Oh, from Nintendo Power. How did you get it? I wonder if you had to send away for it or something. It looks like they literally just, like, pressed a CDR and put a paper... I mean, it would be fitting, right, to just put a paper art on top of the disc. Printed from a printer for Paper Mario. That doesn't look official. That looks really suspect, but I'm not... I don't think they would send you this in a CD case holder like that. It would feel more official, would have to, right? Unless they really were just that cheap. That reeks of like a fake CD, but who knows? Wow, that's interesting. So instead of giving you 10% off on a pre-owned game, are they forcing you to get the warranty, or do they just say, oh, here's a free warranty instead of the discount? That seems kind of messed up. Because who cares about the GameStop warranties? That stuff, like the last time when I went there to buy Kirby, they were like, oh, do you want the warranty? I'm thinking to myself, this Switch cart is fine. It's never going to get broken or messed up. And like I don't know who's buying the warranties and stuff like that. I don't know if it covers loss, but I'm sure it doesn't. I could see it getting lost, but not damaged. What it is, I think it's your GameStop pulling a fast one on you, Douglas. I think if you went to different GameStops, they would actually give you the 10% discount on pre-owned games, because when GameStops get someone to get one of those warranties, that's just like helping them. So I think they're kind of like suckering you into being like one of their quotas for the day, sadly. So instead of giving you the discount on the game, they're just kind of applying it to their employee record. Hello, geek. The Paper Mario soundtrack was given out as a bonus gift to subscribers for Nintendo Power in limited quantities, with the last being given in 2002. I wonder what, how you ended up with one though. Like, how did they distribute them? Secret 2 Fallen Angel. Oh, we never got a Secret 2 Fallen Angel collectors like this, did we? No. Not on console. What a travesty what they did to the remaster of this. Kind of a shame. Kind of a shame when you're better off just going back and playing the 360 version. I still gotta give it a try though. Can't write it off until at least I try it. But I'm hoping by the time I try it, they've patched it a bit. Not only does it not have the original online mode, but it's apparently very buggy. Your friend makes fun of you for buying nothing when you tag along with them. Well, hell, if you know the prices, though, like, if you're looking for the deals, there's nothing wrong with not buying anything. You should never feel forced to have to buy something just because you're looking at it. Oh, it's definitely got to be Dire Rocks. I don't think anything comes close to that. For me. Aquatic Ambience, of course, but I prefer Dire. Yeah, something tells me that Paper Mario CD is probably not $600 then, if it's that easy to get from back then. No, if you're looking for a certain condition, I wouldn't see the reason to waste money on something that doesn't meet that, especially if it's missing a label. Why? What Q*bert are you looking for? What one is it that you're trying to get? I don't think too many of my viewers have Amiga. I'm envious of Amiga. I wish we had something like that in the US back in the day. I would have loved Amiga. So many cool little European platformers on that thing. This is a good game, by the way. Where is it? Did I scroll past it? Astro Boy. It's made by Sonic Team, if you did not know. So if you're a fan of Sonic games, you don't even have to know anything about Astro Boy. It's still a lot of fun. It's just a great action game. Really short. You can beat it in like 5 hours. Perfect length. But make sure you're getting that Sega version and not the one based on the movie. If they released a Windows 98 FPGA machine, I would definitely buy a modernized classic PC like that. No online purchases, the label box and guide must be intact. Honestly, it's a fun little hunt, and I don't blame you for it. It'll be memorable when you find the one you're looking for. Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D promo booklet. I miss these days when Nintendo used to have fun advertising their games. Everything is just like so sterilized. I miss the Wii days. Well, not maybe so much the Wii days. The Wii advertisements kind of sucked too, because they were going for that, like, everybody in the family's kind of getting together to play. But, you know, they had some fun Wii advertisements. I miss the DS days. The DS advertisements. Man, you remember those days, I'm sure. Who remembers the touching is good advertisements? Sly little Nintendo. They didn't think we'd notice. Touching is good. Let me see if we can find one on here. I don't know if... Let's type in Nintendo. Definitely don't just type in touching is good. Nintendo. Touching is good. Oh, does this say? Does it say it on there? Yeah, here's one. Touching is good. It's a hand sanitizer holder. But they went well beyond that, boy. They went well beyond that. Yeah, here. I used to have one of these posters. Unfortunately, mine was a window cling, and the window cling eventually fell off, so this poster just became destroyed. But yeah, this is classic Nintendo DS advertising. Yeah, this is the one I had. Except mine wasn't like a poster. It was like something that was meant to put on a window. It's possible it was this. But like, yeah, I think it actually is this, because this one hasn't peeled off fully yet. That's the one I had. Kind of wish I still had it. No, they did. No, they did not make this. That's crazy. No, I don't believe that. There's no way. Nintendo DS promotion, mannequin hand. Where does it say touching is good? On the bottom? No, there's no way. This gotta be a joke. Where does it say Nintendo on here? No, I don't believe it. What's the description say? Yeah, I don't know about that one. I'm not seeing Nintendo copyright. Unless it came off... Hold on. It may have come off of like a display or something. I'm gonna Google this right now. Hold on. Nintendo touching is good. Mannequin hand display. Wait, here's someone else that wants $5,000 for it. No way, this might actually be real. Mannequin hand touching is good. Show the world why touching is good. If you look hard enough, you'll see just how much life can look like a game. Touching is good contact. What? That's crazy. I think it's real, because there was even a YouTube video someone made about it. You still have one of those hands? How did you get it? How did you originally get this? They mailed it to you or something? Touching is good box press kit. That's actually kind of cool. It's just the box. That's a lot of money for that. It's a promo through the official magazine? Really? That's so crazy. Man, I miss these days of Nintendo. It's so experimental. Doesn't look like... Okay, someone bought it. Alright, everybody calm down. That thought you just stumbled upon a gold mine. It's worth $45. Everybody's like, oh, I got one of those. But to be fair, it was a buy it now. And it could have been worth more than that, and someone just snapped it up immediately. Yeah, I'm good. I don't think I need a mannequin hand sitting around in my game collection. I'm okay. Now, if it said DS on it or like Nintendo, that's a different story. But just having some mannequin hand just sitting around, yeah, I'm okay. Good luck explaining that one to friends and family. Still never played this Gundam game. I've always been interested in side story. Always looked like a really cool kind of different take on Gundam. It's the Master Hand. That's, actually, you might, yeah, that could be Master Hand. Leopard Head 2 Mini Bat. That's a cool promo for Left 4 Dead. I remember this. I also remember Elebits getting delayed, so it wasn't a launch game for the Wii. What are my thoughts on Nintendo releasing Virtual Boy games on Switch 2? I think it's very unfortunate that you can't play them on your TV. I think it's a big missed opportunity. I would love to be able to play those Virtual Boy games on a TV without having to actually use like the handheld mode with the freaking super expensive Virtual Boy stand. So I'm passing on them. I can't stream them. If I were able to play them on my TV, like docked, would have definitely bought them. They're also kind of late. I feel like they should have had Virtual Boy games on the 3DS. That was always such an obvious decision that I don't know why they never made that. I think it's a great option for people that don't have a Virtual Boy, though. But you're also not getting the full Virtual Boy collection with those. It's a cool intro for people that are just curious about Virtual Boy. Though, having to spend $100 to get like that more authentic cover kind of sucks. The cardboard one, I don't know who's going to buy that. That's kind of ridiculous. And, you know, the sad part is a lot of people are probably not... It's not going to be as well received as they're hoping, and then they're probably never going to do anything with Virtual Boy ever again. Not that they will... Oh, God, now we're going to have mannequin hands in our suggested. But I guess after this, it's like, what would they do with the Virtual Boy at this point, right? They're releasing this, it's kind of them just being like, alright, now leave us alone. We're done with Virtual Boy. Personally, I have no reason to really get it. I've already got real Virtual Boy stuff, so I'm not really like the target audience for it. An N64 camera. Don't you miss the days when an item could be a promo item just by slapping a little logo on like just some general appliance? Did I mod it to look better? No, I never modded it. I used to just slap a webcam in the headset if I wanted to stream it. DS launch pen, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's cool. 20th anniversary. Can you use this? Is for the original Xbox, right? Can you use this on the original? Translucent purple. Now, if it was purple and green, that would have been cool. I mean, I guess technically it is. It's a modern controller for Xbox One Series X. Oh, okay. But you can use it to play Halo. You want to give yourself some nice carpal tunnel to go along with it, I guess. One of the most uncomfortable controllers ever. Alright, let's do affiliate. Figured out how to finally bring it up and get it working this week. We got quite a bit to go through. So if you're on the YouTube side, this is... Every week I go through affiliate purchases, so everything we're looking at here is bought by people in my community. We look at what they bought, what they paid, was it a good deal, was it a cool item, and we kind of just check out what people have bought. If you want your stuff to show up on here, all the links that I post in chat on my streams are eBay affiliate links, and then I also have my eBay affiliate link in video and stream description, so you just click on that. And then once you're in there, anything you buy should hopefully show up on here. But it looks like we had a pretty busy 2 weeks. I wasn't able to do it last week. So the first thing we had someone pick up was N64 Rat Attack. It's a pretty uncommon game. Is that just the cart for 100? It's gotta be, right? I could swear this game was more than that. If you're getting complete. Let's find out. Yep, just the cart. Yeah, pretty rare N64 game. The PS1 version is a lot cheaper. Never played it yet. Creative Sound Blaster X-Fi Platinum PCI sound card. David Bowie Changes, best of mini disc. All the mini discs are yours, Chemdream. $145 for that. Let's take a look to remind ourselves what a mini disc looks like. You starting to collect this now? Oh wow. It's been so long since I've seen something like this. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that they like would make it look like a game cart. Yeah, a small collection, trying to rent it out. Pose book drawing, gun and knife combat, pose style graphics. Pose book. Gun and knife combat pose style graphics from Japan. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna take a chance and not pre-screen this one. Yep, they got me. They got me. But it is just anime, right? What could hold on, before I look at the other pages. Just to make sure this is... Let's see here. Okay. It's fine. Okay. It's actually a pretty interesting book. Okay, it's fine. No, it's super PG. It's literally what it says. It's a book with people posing with guns, and I guess how to animate them. So if you want to look like a survival horror character, you get this book, see? Armani Exchange, men's rectangular assorted colors. Eyeglass frames. Do we judge somebody based on their eyeglass frames? Let's see. Thanks, Podmodel. Thank you for the N64 resub. See, I've never owned glasses like this. I've never had one where like the bottom of the frame is not there. I just feel like it's just too prone to breaking by mistake. If you ever like laid it down, or you know what I mean, like having the full frame, I just feel like it's better protected. It looks like I can imagine someone wearing this frame, like just like studying in a library, pushing their glasses up. Fire and Skill rare mini disc for the Beastie Boys. Wow, mini discs are not cheap. See what that one looks like. Just curious to see what they're doing with the art. And thanks for thanks again, Pudmuddle. N64 resub is a fun occasion. Fire and skills to jam. Yeah, I like how these look. It's cool. Forgot that was even a format, honestly. Dark Griff for the N64, cart only 17 bucks. PS1 game Command & Conquer Black Label with manual for $5. They marked it as 25, but for some reason it came up as $5 here. Under 3D printer consumables. Looks like you got a good deal on that. Because that game is definitely more than $5. Hey, Munchroom. Monster Rancher 4 for the PS2. 45. That game has come down in price. There was actually a point a few years ago where that game was nearly $100. It was definitely going for like 80 to 90. So that's come down quite a bit. Tiger Electronic Stores Star Trek. Baseball all handheld game lot. I like the Star Wars one. I used to actually like play these too. They were fun. I like the Sonic ones. I know you look at them now and it looks so primitive, but they were actually a lot of fun. Challenging. Toshiba CRT Retro Gaming with DVD remote CD tray not working. Someone picked up a TV. Where is this? Let's see what it is. Yep. DVD tray not working. That would be a cute little TV for DVDs. Man, who would have ever thought all those years ago that something like this would be 150 bucks? You couldn't even get rid of stuff like this back in the day. Especially if it was broken in some way. N64 Top Gear Rally. Someone picked up a ton of cart only N64, which is cool. Dragon Quest 8 PS2 with Final Fantasy demo for 15. It's a good price for that. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance for PS2 Black Label 15 is about right for Baldur's Gate, maybe like 20 bucks at the most right now. Game has come down in price quite a bit. The Offspring Americana mini disc for 150. Damn, Chemdream went crazy. Those things are not cheap. Madness Wonderful mini disc. Rolling Stone mini disc. My God. Oh, we finally found one that's $22. Let's see it with the slipcase. Oh, okay, so it's just the disc with the, I see, it's not like the plastic case. Would have actually been cool if they were all like that. Probably would have been a lot more affordable. WWE Hall of Fame DVD. I'm assuming that's Trekkie. Thank you, Trekkie. Twaito? Or, oh, is that an A? I could swear that's an O. It's hard for me to see. Title Arcade Memories. Volume 3. Mini SD card with 10 games. Let's see what this looks like. Trekkie, you finally did it. Finally showed up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Oh, tabletop arcade console. Okay. So it's sort of like an Evercade kind of deal. That's cool. You see what you did to me now? Now we get to scroll by this every time. Inspired by my recent views. People are going to be coming in here getting the wrong idea. Mannequin hands. The gun cover. Radiohead mini disc album. Kid A. 180. Wow. Damn, those things are not cheap. Lise Lulu? Chroma art book illustration. Alright, let's just pick. We're gonna pick a random one out of these. Let's see. I'm gonna go with Mika Pika Zo because it just is fun to say. Let's see what the heck this is. However, I am looking. Oh, come on, copy already. I'm checking this one out before. Okay. It's very busy. I think it's good. I think it's safe. Yeah. Wait, what is that? Okay, I think we're good. Alright, here's for all the anime weebs out there. I'm sure you all know what this is. Mika Pikazo. It's only $3 for that. Fantasia on Blu-ray. See, now that is a good pickup. I love Fantasia. Fantasia was always my favorite Disney film as a kid. I used to watch the movie so much on VHS that I got the soundtrack. The coolest thing was that I'd be able to listen to the soundtrack. I'd actually use it to go to sleep. But because I watched the movie so much, I associated all the music with the visuals of the movie. So I technically could watch Fantasia by just listening to it because all the music, right, everything synced to the visuals. So if you know what everything looks like based on the music, you can technically like just memorize the movie in your head and just listen to the movie. It was such a cool experience. Starting to develop an interest in building up a GameCube collection. Yeah, it's a little tough to build GameCube these days, but as long as you're selective and curate it. Don't buy everything. Nintendo DS, a game for learning kanji. Is that the one that was in English? It's gotta be, right? Nope, it's a different one. So this is just straight up the Japanese version. Actually, it was a pretty good tool. Remember they had a lot of those DS games for learning languages? The Japanese one was okay. My Japanese coach or whatever. They were okay. But the fact that they would like the text stroke order and all that was kind of neat. Tokyo Insect Zoo for the PS1. Interesting, obscure little import there. Which handheld or console collection to collect? Do you think you're overpriced or undervalued? Well, there's undervalued, I'd say right now. You can still... I'd say PS4 stuff. PS4 and Xbox One. There's some really undervalued stuff, especially in PS4 these days. That's going to take off one of these years. I think the Japanese coach one is still trying. I think if you're just trying to learn Japanese, it's probably a pretty good starting tool. I would say it's a good accompaniment to studying in other ways. Personally, for me, when I was attempting to, learn it back in the day, and I've forgotten everything now at this point, but there's a book called Remembering the Kanji. That was by far the best book if you're actually looking to learn kanji. For me, because I'm more of a visual learning person, that book uses, I think they call it's called like mnemonics or something, where you visualize kanji and like the different components of kanji as a picture, rather than, I don't know how to describe it. It's like when you see the kanji, it essentially pieces together pictures to form a story. And that worked for me, and it works for a lot of other people, but it's not for everybody. Rare Jesus Jones Doubt mini disc, $69, one of the cheaper ones. No problem, Geekatomon. I still do, well, I mean, I guess I still do the gameplay stuff over on YouTube with the more PeteDorr channel. I gotta remember to try and plug my gameplay channel at least you know, once a stream on YouTube, because a lot of people are still very unaware of it. So thank you for the reminder. I'm just gonna put the link in chat. All right, here's the link in chat. If you want to catch my gameplay streams on YouTube, that is the channel you need to go to. You know, there may come a day where I try gameplay streams on the main channel again, but it's a complicated subject with how YouTube handles algorithm and all that. But for now, the second channel is where all my gameplay streams end up. So like the thing I was thinking of doing was streaming on the main channel for games, but then when the stream is over, making sure it doesn't go public, and then like saving that video and then uploading it as a video to the second channel. That's what I was leaning towards, but that's a lot of, I know I would not commit to that for very, like, I'm sure I'll start fine, but then I'm sure I'd start slacking on that. The Chem Brothers, dig your own hole mini disc. Of course, Toman. Vintage 1999 Nintendo Pokemon Pikachu 2 game model. Is that the little walking game? Yep. We never got the sequel in the US, did we? I used to love the first one. I know you can cheese it by shaking it everything, but before you realize that you can do that, it was so much fun. Favorite version of the PS3? Honestly, I don't really care what version of PS3 I'm playing on. I always liked the original fat backwards compatible one. As heavy as that thing was. The other ones feel very cheap, like the Slim feels very cheap. I hate the door on that thing. Final Doom for the PS1, 20 bucks. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance for PS2, 13. I wonder if that was the same person or someone else that bought that. One Piece card game, base shop, limited card collection. It's been a bit since we've seen some trading card stuff on here. Blue 32 disc CD case organizer. REM automatic for the people mini disc. Man, Chemdream was not joking when he said he bought a lot of mini disc stuff. Screaming Trees Dust featuring All I Know mini disc. I love how they just never capitalized anything. You're broke? Yeah, I can see this would have put a dent for the wallet. Vintage Submarine Battle LCD. Let's see what this one looks like. I'm still very new to approaching Legacy of Kain games. The only one I played was like the original Legacy of Kain. Soul Reaver and stuff, I only played a demo of that back in the day, believe it or not. One of these days I'll play the full game. That thing is so cute. Look at that little Game Boy. Looks like nice condition. And my favorite Castlevania? I'm gonna be honest, I really liked... I mean, of course Symphony of the Night is cool and all, but let's not give that typical answer. Dawn of Sorrow, I loved. Probably the most fun I ever had on a first playthrough of a Castlevania game, by far. But I'm also, lately, I was a very big fan of the arcade version of Castlevania that's on the Castlevania Chronicles on PS1. That was a really fun, I enjoyed that one. Difficult, but I loved the music, and it was like just like the perfect classic Castlevania kind of experience. Sonic X Shadows for the Series X for $5. Wow. That's pretty crazy. It's a good deal. Smashing Pumpkins, mini disc, Chemdream. Man, Chemdream went crazy. So that's the most expensive one so far. And then the Beatles. The Beatles for 186. And you gotta have a pretty impressive mini disc collection at this point. N64 top end labels. Oh, for all 296 games, plus 215 extras. Oh, that's kind of cool. For homebrews and variants. Only $27, huh? That's actually... That's a pretty cool idea. This is a good gift idea, by the way, if you have any friends or anything that have N64 carts. So you get the label for every cart. This is probably the person that bought some of those other carts. And they're all nice, like, well-made. And then you get everything for homebrews, so like anything you can possibly imagine. I'm actually going to link this for other people, because I didn't realize it was so cheap to get labels like that for every game for your collection. It's nice. Cool idea. I used to just like print out with Comic Sans font on a piece of paper and then cut it and then tape it with Scotch tape to my N64 spines. What games grip me emotionally that I've ever played? I actually did a video on that subject way back in the day. When my stream is over, or when you remember to look up the video games that made me cry. I'll probably answer that question for you, since I covered a lot of them back then. I could probably make an update to that video too at some point. Games that came afterwards. But, I mean, most RPGs that you get really invested in. Of course. I got really invested in the first season of the Walking Dead Telltale game. Klonoa, Ico, of course, The Last Guardian. Final Fantasy 13 I got pretty invested in. 9, Final Fantasy 9. Any good JRPGs for sale on Cyber Monday for the Switch? Thanks, Lord Gonzo. Appreciate the super chat. I'm trying to remember. Do you guys remember any good JRPGs that we saw on last night's stream? I mean, when you say JRPG, I'm not sure if you mean like just strictly turn-based or if you're looking for ones that also do action combat. There was that one game we came across that was sold out for shipping from GameStop. The Sword and Fairy game, right? What was the name of that one? Shin Megami Tensei was 17. Let me see if that's still on sale. I don't know if you've played Shin Megami Tensei 5. Yeah, and just a reminder for any of you, I haven't mentioned it this stream yet. I was going to take a quick look, actually, but if any of you plan on still doing Cyber Monday, Black Friday, any of that shopping on GameStop, Best Buy, Walmart, whatever, the pinned thingamajig in the bottom left of the stream that's like cycling through games, clicking any of those is like an affiliate thing for me. So it is appreciated if you plan on shopping on any of those websites. Just click one of those, whichever like website you were going to shop on. It cycles between those three main ones with different games. I just chose some random deals that I figured were good. And then after you click on that, anything you buy, I get some kickback for. It's worth watching my stream from last night too, because we went over pretty much everything that's probably still on sale tonight and tomorrow and Monday. I went over last night's stream. Spent hours on Amazon, a couple hours on GameStop, looking over like all the sales, picking out some of the more obscure games that are worth checking out. And we did a deep dive. I essentially went through Amazon, not just the Black Friday sales, but I went through every single game that's listed on there in a certain price threshold. So we didn't miss any sales. Nothing was glanced over. We saw like literally every game that is currently on sale, even if it's not featured for Black Friday. Let me see if any of the sites still have Shin Megami Tensei. Shin Megami Tensei. Newegg has it for 22, so that's a tiny bit more expensive than Best Buy has it for 25. So it looks like it's not quite as cheap as it was yesterday. Anymore. Let's see, where were we? Oh, and then also, of course, my Amazon affiliate link, which is pinned to the both chats. And thank you to those of you that used either of those during last night's stream. It's helpful. It's just helpful, like, when I eventually, when there's a new game release coming out, right? And it's like, oh, I have enough credit to get this new game that I wouldn't have bought and streamed otherwise. So it kind of like, you know, it's helpful and appreciated. That's pretty much what I do with the Amazon credit that I get from people that use the link. It helps me get games that I normally would maybe pass on for day one if I have the credit for it and people want to see me stream it. REM, Sonic Generation, Smashing Pumpkins. Travis the Man Who. The Man Who what? The man who spent $37.23 on the mini disc. Thank you, Chemdream. Cypress Hill mini disc. I mean, it's very clear Chemdream is about to get purchase of the week for this, because this is the mini disc collection. It's pretty crazy. Gray Sega Saturn controllers, $11. That's pretty. Wait, 4 Sega Saturn controllers for $11? It's a pretty good deal. Not bad at all. With bidding. They're a little dirty, but you can clean those up a bit. A little yellowed. Worth it. Those are the good ones. These are the Japanese style Saturn controllers. Those are the ones that I eventually switched to for doing Sonic R speedruns. Vinyl Sega Dreamcast logo sticker, $4. Chemdream says it's kind of embarrassing seeing all this in retrospect. He's like, man, I forget telling Pete that the mini discs were mine now. Exposed on stream. Yaktak camera mount ball. GoPro adapters. Someone going biking. Oh yeah, speaking of which, let me see if YouTube finally finished scrubbing that freaking copyright song from that stream. 1% battery. It's taking forever. How is it still... Like, there's got to be something wrong. It has been scrubbing this song for literally like 12 hours. The battery just died. That is unbelievable to me. You guys have no idea how much of a pain in the ass trying to remove multiple copyright songs is on YouTube. I'm down to the last 2, but this last one is taking actually all day. Scooby-Doo Classic Creep Capers for the N64 for $20. That's cool. We should see whoever was picking these up. We should probably see more cheap cart-only games. Well, maybe not cheap. They did pick up Rat Attack. But if it's this person that bought the cart labels, we'll probably see more of those in the future. Glide Gear tablet mount adapter. Extinct Attractions Club, the Haunted Mansion 2 DVD set. You've been getting back on the CDs a bit, still didn't buy too much though. Are you seeing any of yours here? Blur 13 mini disc. Glide Gear phone holder tripod mount. Clubhouse games for the Switch. I forgot they ported that to Switch. Radiohead the Benz ultra rare mini disc. Chemdream. Man, Chemdream Chemdream definitely had like a midlife crisis these past 2 weeks. Early Black Friday shopping. Mini disc Wyclef Jean Carnival album. Radiohead OK Computer mini disc for $231. you're traveling with your family and board in hotel rooms. Yeah, it's understandable. Well, thank you for using the affiliate for that while you were traveling. I don't think anybody's going to question your mini disc collection at this point. Sold out. But it looked like this, I'm assuming. Or, no. Oh, maybe? Yours must have been extra special. Probably not yellowed like this person's. Why was yours 231? Oh, those are cassettes. Oh, you got the mini disc. Star Wars Episode 1 Phantom Menace original motion picture soundtrack. See, now we're talking. See, that's cool. Alright, now you're forgiven. I didn't know they made, like, soundtracks with these things. Actually looks nice. I like what they do with the limited art space. I'm pretty sure ChemDream just had Dual Fates just playing in the background the entire time he was shopping for mini discs. Convinced. Radio Shack electronic LCD pinball game handheld works. I love how we're just alternating between different people picking up like their new little favorite niches within collecting. We got like the LCD stuff. We got the mini discs. We got Trekkie always like sneaking the wrestling stuff in there. It's actually pretty clean looking. I like the copper plated looking speakers. Oh no, are those? No, those aren't speakers. What are those? It's just part of the art. It's hard to tell. I think Master System would have done better if it had better artwork. It's an interesting question. Master System artwork definitely was kind of not super attention grabbing back in the day. It is true. I never thought about that. I don't think it would have saved it, but it definitely probably would have helped sales on certain games that had terrible covers. Pokemon Puzzle League for the N64. I remember renting that game back in the day. It was cool. I didn't play a lot of puzzle games back then, though. Made a good rental. Castlevania Legacy of Darkness for the N64. Great game. I enjoyed that more than I thought I would. Malik's Drive Connector floppy disk 4-pin cable adapter. Chemical Brothers and mini disc. There it is. Safe and Filter 2 for the PS1, $6. An Oasis mini disc under $100. You know, it's a good price for that. Mario Golf for the N64. Dell Alienware Bracket Shield heatsink. Vintage Konami Top Gun handheld LCD. Wow, somebody bought a complete in-box Pokemon Crystal. Got the big boy purchases this affiliate review. Oh, they're not going to show me the original listing? Hold on. Damn, they're redirecting. That sucks. They keep redirecting me to someone else's listing. That's so messed up. Oh well, we can't look at it. Sure, it's in nice condition though. 7 Filter 2 is yours, but they sent you Siphon Filter 3. You wanted it because it had the EB Game sticker. Oh, did the Siphon Filter 3 have the same sticker, or did they just send you a completely different case? Vintage Chuck E. Cheese plush rat and mouse. Was this you, Trekkie, or did somebody seriously feel inspired to buy Chuck E. Cheese after we looked at it on the other eBay stream? It's actually not a bad one with the tag. That was you, okay. I figured. Good price for Skull Monkeys. Well, I think these days people are expecting what, like between 60 and 80 for Skull Monkeys complete, if I remember right. Really, it's just about making sure that you're getting the original cover that gives the lenticular effect and the case isn't cracked. Making Movie Magic a Lifetime Creating Special. Hardback. That's you too. Let's take a look at this. So what inspired you to pick this book up? Just randomly, or was this recommended? Sony remastered The Clash mini disc. One more for the road. One more mini disc for the road. Nintendo Power Magazine issue 54 with magazine trading card Secret of Mana. Let's check this out. Oh, whoa. I don't think I've ever seen that cover before. Holy crap. That's cool. That is a cool cover. It's got like that old school fantasy art look to it. A display for my rare cards and items? No. Honestly, my rare cards and stuff, I just keep them in like a storage case that's meant for graded cards and stuff. Quake 2 for the N64. And last but not least, Genki +2 shadowing learning Japanese language books. Okay, so it's very obvious that someone here is trying to learn Japanese. It's probably the same book that I bought back in the day. The one with the orange and white. Yep, there it is. Same ones I bought. This was like the #1 recommended book. It's a good one. When you're ready to move on to kanji, whoever this is that bought this, you want this book right here. And see if it works for you. It may not work for you, but it may work for you. Let me see if I can find an inside picture of this. Just trying to see if I can find an example. Is this a good example? Yeah, so this is like what they do inside. Like I said, it's not for everybody. So what they do is, and it's best to use note cards for this. So, like, here's the kanji for 4. So they describe it this way. You previously learned that these kanji inside stand for human legs, right? And you're like, human legs? What are you talking about? But if you look at this kanji symbol right here, it looks like 2 human legs, right? Like visually, that's what it looks like. Both of which we will meet in the coming lessons. Assuming that you already know how to write this kanji, we will pass over the story connected with it until later. Now how the second stroke is written left to right, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, like I said, kanji in this are represented through like telling a story and visuals. So here's like another example, burglar. From a burglar's point of view, a fiesta is an occasion to take out the old lock-picking needle and break into the unattended safe, fill with the family shells, the old form of money as we saw in frame. So like what they're doing here is they're reminding you like, okay, you remember what the visual for needle looks like and what the visual for shells looks like. So you put those 2 things together visually, and it creates the kanji for burglar because it's someone using a needle to steal the family shells, an old form of money. So like I said, it's not for everybody, right? So they go into stuff like this where it's like literal visuals, where like you're visualizing the kanji as a literal picture. And believe me, it really works for some people. That's how I learned mine back in the day. So look into that book. But you have to be a flashcard person. You have to reinforce with flashcards, otherwise it doesn't work. I'm gonna link this in chat if anybody's like, oh yeah, I'm suddenly super interested in learning kanji like that. Not saying this is the cheapest price, but just so you can like bookmark it. Do I still know it? Oh no, most of that stuff I've forgotten. Once you stop studying, that's it. Like kanji? Yeah, no. Alright, it's not letting me post it on YouTube, unfortunately. Apparently the link is too long. I still know the basics of, like, you know, hiragana, most katakana. Like, I could still remember the basic stuff. Like, I can get through some menus and, like, basic menus in Japanese games and stuff. Alright, let's see what auctions we got ending now. Indiana Jones Horizon Sea of Stars. Not a bad selection of newer games. Price-wise. Something weird going on with that case. It's got like a hole in the plastic. Spanish? No. No, but back in high school, you had to pick a language to learn, and that's what I picked. I was so bad at, like, wanting to learn Spanish back when I first was supposed to start learning it, because I was like, I don't know, I just didn't care, and then I got involved in, like, SOCOM and all that stuff. So I went from, like, practically failing Spanish, because I just hated having to learn a second language, to, like, straight A's in the final class that I had to take for it. It was actually kind of fun at that point. And now, of course, I forget pretty much everything. If you don't keep up with learning a language, like, you just forget everything. You have to keep reinforcing it over the years. Spanish, way easier to learn than Japanese. Spanish is, like, super simple comparatively. It's like a walk in the park compared to Japanese. Oh, they're live. Look out, they're actually live. Selling you super overpriced Pokemon packs. Yeah, $1 sealed. They're totally not going to end at $1. Original snowman art. So someone painted this themselves. Mesa fine art. It's pretty cute. You get a certificate of authenticity. I love that. Why buy from me? You'll feel better. You can be assured that your artwork is not being created somewhere overseas in a factory. It's an original handmade product. It's an investment. This artwork also acts as equity. is a one of a kind and you are getting the best price on the market. I like this person's ambition. A cute little Pikachu in a stocking. For $1 and it ends in 9 minutes. Look at the little Torchic. I'm going to link you guys this seller's store. Some of you might actually want to buy a cute little original piece of artwork. They're asking $1. Of course you got the shipping. That's why they're under the video game category. They got video game paintings. Yep, I like the Shrek one. We got the Lisa Frank freaking psychedelic colored dolphin. Actually, this one's pretty nice. They did a good job Bob Rossing this one. I actually kind of like that one. That's nice. Good sky hype on that. I'd say that's their best one. Snoopy one's cute. They're only asking $1. Nobody bids on them. It's pretty sad. That's another nice one. Seesaw Sunset. Are these all original, huh? Oh wait, unless original art. Yeah, these all have to be like, none of these are prints. These are all like hand painted. So technically, there shouldn't be any exact reprints. That's another nice one. I really like they do a good job with painting water. That's not easy. The Rudolph is cute. Did a good job on that. Damn, they got a lot of them up here too. What the hell? Let's see who actually buys them. How do I sort? They're showing me like a way that I can't really. Sellers, see original listing. Sellers other items. I have to do advanced. I don't remember how you do that from this page. I'm not used to this layout. I hate this eBay layout. I'm so used to the iPad. I don't know how they would need to show me the list format. I don't know how you would get to advanced listing. See all. There we go. Grinch and Big Waves. That's it. $1 for both. I feel kind of bad. They put a lot of effort into this. But they're making someone happy. What underrated retro game would you love to see remastered or remade for a new audience? Well, other than my selfish continuing to wait for Nintendo to do something with Wave Race. I would still love to see Earthbound remade in some way. With claymation. I think it would be really cool to introduce that game to people. Hello, Master Games. Is this Etsy? No, this is eBay. It just looks like Etsy right now. What is it that you hate, Brian? Your message is like getting cut off or something. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Did I see the couple buying a Lego collection for $167,000? No, I didn't see that news, no. And they got rare pieces. I know nothing about Legos. I know nothing about Legos or like what's valuable. Gotta refresh this. Well, no, the sad thing about those paintings that they're listing for $1 and charging shipping, at the end of the day, by the time they're done with like fees and stuff, they're practically like, especially if they have to mail that somewhere. If you're mailing a painting, some places may cost more than $15 to ship to. They might actually be paying out of pocket to send that to somebody. Personally, I think it's their mistake for listing them at $1. I think they should list them at least minimum of what they're looking to get for them feasibly for the supplies and stuff. We're under video games, right? Yes, video games, all categories. We're just getting so many non-gaming listings right now. Have I seen the trailer for the new Ueda game? Well, just the original trailer. Just the original trailer. I haven't seen, if there's a new one, I definitely haven't seen it. If you're talking about the original trailer, like the first one we saw, it looks really neat. I'll still play the hell out of it. Yeah, I don't care what game Ueda comes out with, I'm still going to play it. It looks very different. It looks very different from the typical settings we're used to from his games, though. I definitely prefer the less sci-fi approach in, Eco, Shadow of the Colossus, Last Guardian. So I'm hoping it doesn't go too sci-fi-esque, but we'll find out, right? I'm sure the game's still years away. That's why not everybody can be a game store owner, right? Like, imagine running a physical game store, and you get these, like, crazy deals coming in, and then you're like, oh, wait, I'm supposed to sell this. It takes a lot of willpower to run a retro game store, I'm sure. $60 for just the Virtual Boy controller. That's how much a Virtual Boy used to cost back in the day if you just wanted the console. It is. Thank you, Awesome Peter. Appreciate it. More of a bleak post-apocalyptic setting. Yeah, I'm interested in whatever he's cooking up with that game. I'll still definitely be very interested in it. I really try not to think about that game too much, though, because of, you know, what I went through with The Last Guardian, which was brutal. All those years waiting, having no idea if the game's even coming out, if it's canceled, like, what's going on with it. That was so crazy. I never played Inscription, no. I know that game got very good reviews, though. I hear good things. Yeah, the wait for Last Guardian was pretty ridiculous. It's like, imagine waiting for it, being a fan of the, you know, Shadow of the Colossus. Eco is one thing. But then imagine, you know, Eco being your favorite game of all time, and then Shadow of the Colossus one of your other favorite games of all time. And then waiting for Last Guardian. Made it even worse. Still haven't played Last Guardian. Last Guardian is not for everybody. Some people hate the game. They just hate dealing with Trico. The one thing I can say is if you do play it, just remember that Trico is meant to feel like a real-life animal that doesn't always obey you. It's not the AI being terrible at all times or anything. It's like literally they wanted him to feel like a cat. It's truly ahead of its time. Last Guardian is like a miracle game in terms of what they pulled off on that game in PS4. Super ambitious. The analog 3D. I'm gonna attempt to get a pre-order in for the second wave. I don't know if I'll be successful or not, though. Wow. The combo. We very rarely get treated to such luxuries. D2 and D. That's a really beat up D manual, though. A little rough around the edges. They're even showing you what it looks like in action. $15.99. Well, oh, it's got some notes. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate that, Risa, very much. What does that say? Something Knights? Man, that is some chicken scratch if I've ever seen it. But you always love to see somebody actually using the notes section in a video game manual as intended. D2 is Dreamcast. Yeah, that's it. You remember Last Guardian made you tear up? Listen. Last Guardian made me cry on the title screen. Like, literally the name of the game appeared and I started crying. Alright, that's how much Last Guardian... That's how long I waited for Last Guardian. Do I have any games with notes? Nah, I'm not a psychopath. I even knew back then never to write in a game manual. If I had to take notes, it would be on a separate piece of paper put in with the game afterwards. Are they gonna pull the Charizard? Maybe eBay streams now should just be watching the little thumbnail for these live streams. Let's see what they pull. Come on, somebody bid $50, 3 packs. Let's go. Maybe your luck will be as good as mine opening the gold Charizard on the first ever pack you open, and then you can retire from there. Never have to open another one. All right, here we go. They're opening. They're gonna get the Charizard. Toxel. Lotad, everybody's favorite Pokemon, right? Who doesn't love Lotad and Cresselia? Wigglytuff. Bunny, did they weigh the pack ahead of time and take the hit? Oh, that was it. $10 well spent. Sleeve up the hits, because they totally did not use a magnetizer to figure out which packs have the hollows in them. Alright, second pack. This is the new meta, right here. Thanks, Fashion. Appreciate the 39 months. Alright, this is the Charizard pack. Murkrow. Duraludon. Gligar. Prinplup. Mamoswine. Bronzong. Mischievous. Moltres. Oh, that's it. The card that they're sleeving, by the way, those cards are worth like 5 cents. 5 cents. That's how brutal modern Pokemon is. If you ain't pulling like one of the actual hit cards, the entire pack is literally worth a quarter. So it's so brutal. All right, here we go. Last pack, I think. Sandile, Swinub, Lotad, Dawn, Arachnophobia. I couldn't catch the full name. That's it? The same card they got before? You know they spent like $30 in those 3 packs, right? Holy crap. Any other ones? Somebody get in there and buy in. Somebody buy a bundle of Phantasmal Flames so we can watch you open it on stream here. That's it. They're waiting for the next sale. They're waiting for the next one. Personally, like, it would be... I think it would be a lot of fun to open cards for other people, but man, the amount of work that's involved with that... It's just a lot of work. All the materials you gotta have for that, pack everybody's order up, and like if you're a big seller with that stuff, like man, that's like you're full time in that stuff at that point. And then you get lumped in with like all the, 1 out of 10 people will be super legit, super awesome, no problems, they'll never scam you, but then you got the bad apples that sour like that whole side of opening packs for other people. Like, I think it would be so much fun on my card game channel to open packs for people. Just like the handling of all the stuff that goes around that, though. It's like, all right, how do you accept the payment? How would you even do that on YouTube? You'd have to have somebody PayPal you the money. Like, how does that even work? I wouldn't use a platform like Whatnot. I want nothing to do with selling on that platform. Even though, like, that makes it easier for you. It's got all this stuff built in. Makes it a lot easier, but that site is just... It's too much scum on there. the way I used to describe it, like why people like the communal aspect of having somebody else open cards for them and being only like a stream with other people is, you know, I used to say like, all right, instead of opening cards by yourself in your all alone in your dimly lit desk with the one flickering light swaying back and forth with your cat crying that it's hungry. You open up your packs and you get that $500 Charizard, but there's no one there. No one knows. No one to share the excitement with you. You just smirk and let one tear down. You put it in your binder forever, and the world will never know. Right? A very dramatized reason as to why people like that sort of like, oh, I'm gonna have someone else open the packs for me and like have hundreds potentially people like see what you pull, and then everybody in chat's like going crazy. That's why people from a mental standpoint get into that, because it's just like, it's more of a community thing. But yeah, if you're like sitting in someone's stream and you're like the only person in there and you're having someone else open your packs for you, that's a little, yeah, that's probably going a little too far. But if you're in there with like a community of people that you know, and it's just like a fun thing that you're doing with a bunch of online friends, that's different. eBay actually tested streams about 2 years back. The first one was Mr. Ken, Jim, and 10. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that. Try on the Amazon affiliate link again. Try on the eBay affiliate open and logged in, but from the, yeah, actually, what you pick up, let me know. I can, yeah, I'll check on my end and see if it appears for me. That would be interesting to know if that method works. Oh, here we go. Charizard in this pack. Sandal, Piplup. Are they gonna get any card worth more than 5 cents? No, they're not. They're just gonna get another Moltres. And this is why opening... Oh, wait, they did actually get an EX card worth 50 cents. Modern Pokemon is just so brutal. It's usually like 3 to 5 cards that are worth like something, and then everything else you're just better off going on TCG Player and buying for like 10 cents. It would be different if you were able to walk in the stores and actually buy Pokemon for the actual suggested retail price, but that is not the case. So you're spending like double the price, and it's not like the value of the cheap cards is going up or anything. They're still 5 cents. No, I wouldn't rage if I got outbid. No, I don't think I've ever gotten mad at an auction. You did a break with Fantasy Football Friends, and the guy didn't even send you some of the best cards. See, those are the people that ruin it for everybody else. You gotta make sure you're dealing with somebody very trustworthy. We're gonna... Every page, by the way. Every page. They're coming up. Man, they should put my eBay stream on their page. Like, that should be me right there, scrolling eBay. Imagine that meta, where instead of watching somebody open Pokemon cards, you can watch me look through eBay. In eBay. Magic the Gathering. I have Magic's all over the place. You know, the old stuff, some of it is still worth fortunes. New stuff, I don't keep up with any of that. I don't keep up with any Magic in general. Magic's just all over the place. I'm pretty sure the people that are collecting like the really new Magic stuff though are not really the same people collecting the really old Magic stuff. I'm pretty sure there's probably a line that distinguishes between them at this point. Plot holes. What the heck is this? Obviously a Comic Zone reference. That's it? Just one photo? Hello, geometry. eBay is pushing the live thing so hard probably because it's making them a lot of money. Because in those streams, people tend to spend way more money than they should be on things. The revenue on that is probably pretty insane, especially with eBay's fees. I can only imagine what they're earning through live streams. Is it worth selling or getting your Pokemon EX cards graded? If you have old Pokemon cards, but if you have just like newer stuff and they're just the regular EX rarity, no, those are not worth it. Some people would argue it's not worth grading them, period. But if you have a very, very expensive card, I'd say if you're like looking to sell it, it might be worth the gamble to see if you can get a Gem Mint 10 on it. Because the prices of graded Pokemon cards these days is absolutely ridiculous. Hollow Knight figures. It's cool. I'm gonna link this. Somebody here might be interested in this. They're trying to sell the packs right now. Maybe by next page. Gotta say though, disappointed in the auctions for the weekend between Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I expected some people to be listing some crazy stuff. Oh, someone got the Wigglytuff and we missed it. That's actually a really cool card. It's not one of like the big ones you're looking for out of that set, but I like the art. Confirm not a scam opener. You actually get hits. Well, they'd have to give you hits at some point, otherwise people would get too suspicious. Gotta be very careful where the source of the packs comes from, though. If they're coming from a booster box, they can very easily keep opening packs until they get, like, the one big hit card from the box and then sell the other packs. It's pretty easy to figure out when that happens in Pokemon boxes. Bloody Roar 3. I don't think I've ever seen that box art for the game. Man, that would have been not good. Like, that would have been way better than the US box art that we got for Bloody Roar 3. One of my favorite fighting games back then. I liked it because I felt like I was able to play the game competently even if I was doing a lot of button mashing. So much value is put on the cards. Yeah, just another hobby for people. But it's always been that way for a long time, right? Dating back to sports cards and stuff. It didn't begin with just Pokemon. You could say that about a lot of hobbies, right? Like, why is there so much value put on stamps or sneakers? Just different interests. Oh man, I thought they had the Charizard there for a second. I saw fire. I'm like, whoa. Nope. Just a trainer card. No, I didn't get a grade yet. Honestly, it's probably best to wait a little bit to send it in anyway, because PSA will upcharge you based on the value of the card. So if it's super expensive, they're gonna upcharge you like astronomical amounts. Which is like the dumbest thing about PSA. Is that... Okay, it's a girl. Alright, the account's name is Ashley Rain. I'm like, I'm really hoping that's not a guy without pants on. Hello, Garbani. I'm excited for Fallout Season 2. I wouldn't say I'm excited for it, but, you know, I'll definitely watch it. I really enjoyed the first season. I'm not, like, a Fallout aficionado. So I'm not, like, super obsessed with Fallout or anything. But I enjoyed the first season. Enough that I will check out the second season. No, yeah, PSA. If you send a card in that when they grade it is worth thousands of dollars, they're going to upcharge you hundreds of dollars based on the value of the card. It's kind of stupid. CGC doesn't do that. It's never happened to me with my cards, but it is a thing. Because I never sent them something that expensive. Yeah, the people that don't plan on reselling it kind of sucks. Oh man, look at this. Move over, Steam machine. It's time to buy some Sonic the Hedgehog 1997 Sydney denim overalls. It's beautiful. Beautiful. It's got a Sonic tag? What's that tag? Oh man, it does have the Sydney Sega World on there. I will tell you right now, extremely rare. I've never seen this in all my years collecting Sonic. First time I've ever seen it. It's just cool to see it. Look at that. The decal is like a freaking carpet. I love that. Sega World Sydney merch is like some of the top collectible merch out there for Sonic. Especially with this logo. They had some really cool exclusives. The Sonic buttons. My goodness. With the Sonic on the back. They even have the original photo. Look at that jacket. Look at that denim jacket. Damn. So the cool thing about Sega World Sydney for Sonic, it was the only way back in the day to get official merch for Sally. You know, from Sonic Sat-M. She didn't have any merch anywhere else outside of this place. Like, I mean, here and there in the US, you'd be able to find her on like a book cover or something. But if you wanted a plush, if you wanted a shirt, if you wanted anything, it had to come from this place. Yeah, here's another. Look at the brochure. This is how you knew that place was badass. Like, look at the brochure. So cool. They want $800 for this, but that ain't happening. You ain't getting $800. But here's the inside. Pretty cool. Oh, look. Journey statue. It's over in an hour and 40 minutes. I remember when I was really young. I don't remember how old. Might have been, I have no idea. 12 years old, something like that, probably 12, 13. I remember some kids in school started wearing overalls, and it became like this fashion trend. I don't know what it was. Denim overalls. It just became like the thing to wear in the early 90s. And I remember going to the stores and getting a pair of denim overalls to fit in with the cool kids. Thinking back on that, boy, we look so ridiculous. Just out of nowhere, it's like, all right, everybody, we're starting to wear denim overalls. I'm like, all right, I guess, you know, to fit in with everybody, time to wear some overalls. And then the Jenko jeans. Yeah, then the Jenkos came. Good old Jenko. I would have had more Jenko jeans if it wasn't for how expensive that damn clothing company was. They were like they were expensive to get like the official Jenko jeans. Let's see, just to remind people what Jenko looks like. You know, we're talking if you ever need a pair of pants to fit your Switch or your PlayStation Portable, yeah, these jeans got you covered. Worth big money now. You know, I never wore any of the, like, nothing like this. I had, like, the off-brand Jenko that looked kind of, you know, wide-pantsed. Oh, I love this. Look, they had a wallet chain sewn into the pants pocket. That's so 90s. How much were they new? I don't remember. I mean, whatever it was way more than you'd pay for like a typical pair of pants, right? It's like, it's not something. It's not something that you can splurge on as a kid. I had Jenko shorts. I had a couple things. Like I didn't have a ton. Oh my god! Like these are the ones that people think of when they think of Jenko jeans. Like this. That is not a skirt. Those are pants. I think this might be a new one though. Is this new? I think this is this vintage? They brought Jenko jeans back for a moment. So let's go to sold and sort by highest first. $1,500. $1,500. You know why? Look at the polar bear decal. Can't zoom it in. Endangered species. See, when I bought my Jenko, it had that logo. I just remember that my pair of shorts had like a logo similar to that. Come on, where? There he is. Look at that. Embroidered logo. Is that the Matrix running down the side? What's going on here? Wow, it's actually like sound bars. Look at those pockets. People pay big money for these now. Crazy. Crazy. I mean, they were expensive years ago, but now they're getting insane for these, like, for the really sought after ones. I'd love to just, like, see the ones that I used to have. I used to have shorts, though. Let me see. Jenko shorts. Mine weren't crazy. These, like, mine were nowhere near as crazy as those ones. Mine were pretty tame. It was just like the J logo. There was no like dragons or polar bears or anything on it. Yeah, they're actually kind of cool. Yeah, obviously mine is not gonna be like in the top sold, that's for sure, because mine was pretty basic. If I see it here, I'd know it in a second. Yeah, mine were like something like that. Oh, anyway. Jenko jeans, if you ever owned any of those back in the 90s, you're potentially sitting on a fortune. Would I ever whatnot auction my collection? I don't think so. I'd rather auction on eBay. They still look good for 20 years old. Yeah, a lot of those were kept in pretty good condition. I mean, they better be for $1,500. Alright. I wanted to quickly look through Amazon. Just to see if they potentially... Like, not look through the whole thing, but just like the first few pages. Just to see if they added... anything new potentially for Black Friday or Cyber Monday, or something came back in stock. I know it looks weird. It's on dark mode. Looks a little odd like this. They still got Rudolph for 20. If you guys notice anything different from last night's stream, just let me know. I think this wasn't there last night, this Dogman game, that's new. Tekken 8 I don't think was on there for 20 bucks. I think that's also new. If it was there, it might have been sold out. Llamasoft game is still there. Kaku's still there for 30. Probably gonna wait for that to come down a little more. Right? Is Tekken 8? They're still releasing new Tekken 8 characters too. I remember seeing a trailer for one recently. I'm gonna link Tekken, just because that does feel like a pretty decent deal for this. Oh, it's not letting me generate the link. Okay. Well, you got my link pinned at the top of the chats. It's not too hard to find. But that seems like a pretty good deal. They're marking it as Cyber Monday deals now, but they did just pretty much roll over the Black Friday stuff to Cyber Monday. Is that it? That's all they're featuring for Cyber Monday? On the default page? Seriously? Wow. Let me see if I filter by PS5. Oh, I am under PS5 right now. Hold on. Video games. Switch. What's my forecast on Starshot Space Circus Fever? Oh, that's one of the more difficult to find complete in box N64 games. The price on that has already gone up by like 300% over the last 5 years. Something new that they did add that I saw off stream was the collector's edition for Grand Bazaar. I don't remember seeing that there last night for $59. Let me see, can I sort by Switch 2? Video games. Switch 2. Yeah, see, this is new. I don't think this was on there last night. Yeah, it's giving me problems with generating links right now, unfortunately. But if you guys do plan on buying anything here, just appreciate if you use my affiliate link beforehand. Helps out. What do they give you on this? I heard this is a pretty good one. Pretty good game. You know, I'll eventually get this. I'm not going to pay top dollar for it right now, but maybe by next year. Oh, look at the cute little sheep plush. I love that they've kept up the tradition of always giving you plushes in the Story of Seasons and Harvest Moon limited editions. I used to collect the hell out of those things back in the day. Also, I'm pretty sure they were sold out of Sonic Shadow Generations on Amazon last night. Looks like they got it back in. Because I'm pretty sure we had a hard time finding that on Amazon. Then GameStop. I'm pretty sure I took a quick look at GameStop. Yeah, I already closed the window. I'm pretty sure GameStop is exactly the same. Let me see. They did remove the PlayStation $40 game page, though, I believe. Yeah, they had the thing with Astrobot, which they removed. I think Final Fantasy 16 went up by $5. Slitterhead's still in stock for 20. One of my highest recommendations if you're picking up something this Black Friday. They got the PS5 copies of Soul Reaver back in stock. That was sold out last night. Let's see if they got this back in stock. Nope. One of the secret best deals, but they only have it for in-store. Classic Heroes. Yeah, it looks pretty much the same. Looks like they just like restocked a few things here and there. Gameplay is also aside for 20. It's fun. Yeah, it's alright. You know, I'll probably end up picking that up next year sometime. I'm in no rush to play it. They still have Pepper Grinder? Let's see. Yep. People were recommending that one. But thanks for letting me know. Do I trust GameStop to send the right game? Well, if you're buying brand new, I would trust them for sure. Used is when I would start getting a little more cautious if you're buying online. Do I need a copy of Sword and Fairy with a physical producer on it? Were you really? That's pretty awesome. I was very interested in that game. But the physical copies were like $50, $60 used on eBay. So I was excited to see it was on sale for Black Friday, but they're sold out. Yeah, it looks like a cool game. Oh, White Day 2 for 15. That's not bad. That wasn't there yesterday, right? Pretty sure that's new on here. And they have shipped to home. I'll pin that one on YouTube. Hold on. If they let me find it. White Day 2. Yep, here it is. I pinned that one on YouTube if anybody's interested in that. Personally, I thought GameStop sales were decent this year. Like, there's a lot of $10 to $20 games that were on sale that I felt were pretty... This is the RPG I was trying to think of earlier when someone was asking, like, were there any cool turn-based RPGs on sale? Sadly, not available for ship to home. But this Juan, I don't even know how you're supposed to say it. Juan. Bovine told me that that's not the right way to say it, but that's the way I say it. Mist Beyond the Mountains. This looks like a sleeper. That sort of like hand-drawn looking look. Right, like look at this screenshot. That just looks so cool. But you can't get it shipped, unfortunately. Oh, did I close the page by mistake? Hold on. What's the command on Chrome again to open up the tab that you just closed? I can never remember it. I'm looking at your games. What's the publisher? Control Shift T. There we go, thank you. Serenity Forge, awesome. I've actually never heard of you guys before. Looks like you specialize in these kind of games, huh? Doki Doki Lit. Oh, I bought that. Yeah, I love Doki Doki Literature Club. I streamed that 2 years ago. I bought the PS5 copy. I like that game. I think, do they still have this? Nope, not for the Switch version. This was another one that people highly recommended. I think it's also sold out on Target. I think after I linked this last night, or wherever I linked it from, I think it might have helped it sell out. So hopefully you bought it last night if you wanted it. Oh wait, PS5 version, hold on. Nope. Just did Slay the Princess. Slay the Princess has been on my radar. Yeah, that looks like a cool one. Cool different take on a horror game. It was cool to see it get a physical because I think it was digital only for quite a bit there, right? At least for consoles. Let me update you guys real quick on... Where is it? We have some things around here. We didn't look at this last week, so... Just to let you guys know. Figgies has had some new reveals. Once again, for those unaware, I am affiliated with Figgies. So if any of you are in the Figgies, or if you're not sure of Figgies, if you've never seen them before, they're just fun little pop magnet collectibles. Very affordable, $14.99. You know, you can build up sets of your favorite games, favorite characters. And I wanted to show you something outside of, you know, Skies of Arcadia being released now. Doing my playthrough of the game because of that. But they finally revealed... Where is it? Hopefully it didn't cycle out. They showed the pictures for the next wave of Conker's Bad Fur Day. Really like the Conker one. That's coming out in 17 days. But we have another wave for Cowboy Bebop. I know quite a bit of people that use my affiliate code pick up Cowboy Bebop, so I wanted to let you know about that. That's coming out in 24 days. But we have the silhouette for... Finally, we are getting into slightly more off-kilter Sonic characters for Figgies. So, we're kind of taking a break from Sonic, Tails, Knuckles. We're getting Big the Cat, Blaze, Rouge, and Shadow. So that's going to be fun. That's coming out in 45 days. I'm excited to see what those ones look like. I really hope that Big has Froggy in the background. And we got some silhouettes here for some other ones. I'm pretty sure that's Poppy's Playtime. Personally, I don't know next to nothing about it, but I know it's a big IP. I don't recognize this one. I don't know if any of you recognize what game or anime that's from. Just revealed recently. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys your little Figgies update. Thank you to those of you that, you know, collect them and use my code. Once again, my code is Dorr, D-O-R-R. 5% off, which stacks with a ton of other discounts. For those of you that decide to buy more than, you know, just a handful of them on here. Let's see the Silent Hill F1s. I'm trying to show you guys. Yeah, so that's what they've looked like if you've never seen them before. So it's like a PVC magnet, goes on the metal backplate, very high quality. I've shown them off in person on stream a lot. I'm not going to do that on tonight's stream because I've done that a lot in the past. But I just wanted to give you guys a preview of what these are. If you're looking for a more in-depth look on these, just go to my main channel and go to my video called Mystery Unboxing 16 Years in the Making. I do unbox a ton of Figgies there. And if you're looking to get an even more in-depth look on them, on my Sonic channel, I unbox the Sonic the Hedgehog ones. I'll give you the link to that right now. I hope this is the right vanity URL, but you'll see my Sonic unboxing there. But yeah, thanks again to Figgies. That, you know, they're always very generous hooking me up with samples and stuff to show you guys. Here, I'll just show you my current favorite one. Just got to show you one because this is my new favorite one, new favorite Figgy. Here's Super Sonic. So you can see it's like a matte metal backgrounds. This comes off. Comes with a stand. You can flip this around if you prefer that side, so they're more universal with other characters. Yeah, that's Figgies in a nutshell. Just fun little collectibles. I'm very grateful to have an affiliate code with them because I do love the product myself. If I didn't, I wouldn't keep showing them to you guys. And I love the Sonic lines that they do. That's why I'm excited for the new one. Rouge gonna sell out fast. Yeah, they're limited to 1,000 each, so generally, I mean, as long as you're getting in at the start of the launch, you'll be fine. But, you know, over time, as more and more people... Figgies is apparently, like, starting to really take off a bit lately, so... You know, it's probably only a matter of time before they're gonna be a little scarier to get on launch for the first editions. They even have Catherine ones now. It's wave 1, so they're gonna do even more Catherine figures. Golden Axe. Still gotta unbox this for you guys, but I did show it to you. Oh, the back for them is so cool. I love what they did with the back part. It's neat. Oh shoot, you guys didn't see. I was on the wrong thing, hold on. Sorry about that. I forgot I changed to the wrong scene. Here's the Golden Axe. You can see the universal backing on those. So yeah, just a little Figgies update. Your physical editions always come with extras in the case too. Yeah, I always appreciate that. What is it, like usually like a little manual or something? At least something. It's so much nicer to open a physical game copy that isn't just the disc. Even if it's just like a little insert, a sticker sheet, just like literally anything goes a long way. Mind's Eye, 20 bucks. Apparently you can get it for a little cheaper than that if you hunt around. Look, see? Proof. I purchased it on June 10th. You know how much I paid for Mind's Eye? $60. Worth every penny. Those streams were legendary. No regrets. They released a free-to-play version of Mind's Eye. Did they really? So you always make sure it's cool with art books, manuals, stickers, soundtrack, downloads, ship. Yeah, see, that's cool. Yeah, that stuff is always appreciated. Well, hey, I have no problem featuring that stuff on my channel, so feel free to reach out to me at my email. We can chat, because I'm definitely a fan of the kind of games you guys put out, so just let me know. Space Channel 5 Hot Wheels? They came out with a Space Channel 5 Hot Wheels car? Wow. It's kind of neat. Yeah, no problem. What's like the next game you guys are gonna be coming out with, if you're able to say, for like a physical copy? Is she opening another pack? Oh, no one's buying. No one's buying. Wait. Hold up. Okay, they're recapping the hits. Mega Lucario, unowned. Iron Treads. Magnazone. Come on, they gotta get something better than that. This poor person spent like $150 on this. Maybe more. So that's a lot of hit cards. They got nothing. Man, they got nothing. They got nothing. Is this gonna become a new tradition on the eBay streams now? We're just gonna like randomly watch the people that are streaming on here. I don't mind watching them open a Pokemon pack once in a while. Had like 13 Steam concurrent players. Really? How are they doing it free to play? Ooh. It's gotta be a new release. Mechasonic. Ooh, that box is torn to shreds. Japanese horror has always been sky high in price-wise on most platforms. Is there another genre that will have that level of market explosivity in the future? I think what it is with Japanese-style survival horror is that there's genuinely not a lot of like traditional survival horror kind of games on console. So when the ones that are out there, because the fan base is so massive, they just kind of all gravitate towards the same games. And if they don't get a huge print run, it drives up the prices. So you'd have to think of another genre that's also kind of starved for actual releases. But has a huge fan base at the same time. So really not, like, horror really is a very unique genre in that regard. Other than shoot-em-ups. But shoot-em-ups these days, I really feel like they get adequate printings for their copies. Like, I think they match the demand fairly easily for what they're coming out with new shooters. So, I don't know, I feel like horror is a pretty unique genre when it comes to pricing of physical copies, especially for older stuff. Pokemon Top Sneakers. Oh, they're from Japan. Man, they got the Lapras featured on there. Hold on, we gotta see the video. Look at that. Lapras of all Pokemon featured. They got a clicky turntable. Pikachu. Who's on the back? Charizard better be on that back. Come on now. Who's that Pokemon? Growlithe? Wow, that's an interesting pairing. That was unexpected. Who saw that one coming? Damn. Who's on the left side? I'm gonna say Bulbasaur. Oh, it's Pikachu again. I guess that makes sense. That's right, we already saw him on the right. Lapras, though. Lapras and Growlithe. That's an unusual one. You had 2 Lapras as your cake toppers at your wedding. That's pretty unique. You're probably the only person that's had that, I'd imagine. Any unique reason for Lapras? Oh, jeez. Pick up where I left off. You just gotta look at the earlier part of the stream, okay? Don't judge. This is from Affiliate Review. Are they gonna show the mannequin hand? Have they phased it out? They phased it out, okay. See, these things are ending at like 4 a.m. Eastern, but they're still worth checking because that's where the deals happen. That Bulbasaur. It's pretty unique. Hand-drawn card art. It's nice. That Squirtle, though. I don't know about that. Any good deals tonight? Sadly, I was a little disappointed in the deals tonight for the weekend of Cyber Monday and Black Friday, I have to say. I expected there to be more auctions that were like crazy ending this weekend. But it is what it is. It's a very artsy photo. Wait, is this the same? Oh, I looked at this last week. You guys remember this? This is the person that took a not suspicious at all photo of a GameStop boxed PlayStation 3 in the back parking lot on top of a backpack in the middle of the night, next to a bicycle. Right? Trust him. Trust him. This is legit. I love the patina. The only time I like a sun-faded game is when it has the history of a rental store. $4 overnight or $5 for 2 nights. Like, what genius marketing. Who's going to do $4 for 1 night when you can pay $1 extra and get 2 nights, right? Like, genius. Who was the genius store that come up with this idea? Video Bustlers. Oh, it doesn't have the state. Shop 2, Malone and States Road. Morfett Vale. I just can't help it. I gotta check every time. Every time we go. The amount of advertising they're getting out of me, they have no idea. The advertising to all you people in chat that have no interest in Pokemon cards whatsoever. But it's kind of like in my face. There's not much I can do about it. It's there literally every page. I would not advise having your auctions end at 6 in the morning, by the way. Yeah, not a good idea. Dragon's Lair Laserdisc, only $1,000. I'm so thankful I never got into laser. Well, actually, I wish I got into laser discs before they were this expensive. Not doable now. Leaning Tower of PlayStation games. Someone that got on the PSVR pretty early. I saw some launch games in there. Have a good night, Cody. One of your local game shops had 40% off their used games for Black Friday. You picked up Brigandine for PS1 for $50. That's pretty good. That sounds like a really good deal. 40% off their used games, huh? And they included retro in that? That's crazy. That was a good pickup. Alright, so this is normally around the time I'd be getting ready to stop my stream, but we have a bonus for tonight's stream. It's been a bit since we did one, but we are going to be doing a bonus bounty sponsored game tonight. It's actually one that I got asked about a lot leading up to its release, and if I planned on playing it. So you're going to get my opinion on it tonight. This is only going to be streamed on Twitch, so I invite the YouTube people to come over to Twitch. But I'm going to be playing an hour of Where Winds Meet. I haven't looked at much gameplay for it since that trailer that got me all excited for it. But you're welcome to come over to Twitch for that. Here's the link. It's a Twitch sponsorship thing, so that's why it's only going to be on Twitch. They ain't getting the double whammy out of me. So yeah, you can pop over, hang out. We'll be playing that for the next hour, see what that's all about. But if you're popping out on the YouTube side, thank you for joining me. But we're gonna keep going for the next hour with Where Winds Meet. Just give me a moment. I just gotta transition over to that. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna end the YouTube stream here, by the way.